Hello, this is Sue Ricks from the Sue Ricks Academy. This is in response to a question about how you might set up a room once a child has flown the nest and gone off and away and you've now got a clear space. So in a previous video I've talked about how you clear the space, and now we've got a nice, fresh, clean and clear space. So how do you set up a new space? Well, first of all, you must make sure that it is absolutely fresh and clean and feels gorgeous. And so you might want to put some lovely music on while you organise your new place and space. And I'm going to talk about how you do things according to feng shui, and you separate it into a grid. So you create a 9 grid in a room such as this. So you separate it into these 9 grids. So I'm going to just suggest that the doorway is here. The doorway could be anywhere. It doesn't matter where the doorway is, but wherever your door is. But you're going to go in a clockwise movement round the room. So you start off wherever it is with the door, and then you're going to move round clockwise. So it's one space after another, so that you can go round in a clockwise direction and set up the room. And a whole room might just feel overwhelming, but if you separate it into those 9 grids and just do one little grid and just sort that little space out according to how you want to set your room up. So let's just imagine that we're setting up either a reading room or a crafting space. So first of all, make sure that the entry into the room is lovely and fresh and clean and clear, because this might be a real start to the whole of the rest of your house. It might mean that doing this room means that it has a knock-on effect into other rooms, and isn't that great as well, because you can gradually throughout the year work through other rooms. So we've got this room, it's beautiful, fresh and clean. So what you want to do is might sprinkle a little bit of salt over the actual threshold into that doorway, leave it for 24 hours, a lunar cycle, right, and give it the chance just to dedicate the energy and clear away anything else. So once you've sprinkled your salt over the room, you can keep working, you put it down, just step over it and do the little grid sector, yeah, where the door is. Just make sure that this little bit here is fresh and clean and clear. And actually don't have too much stuff in that area, because you want the area to be fresh and clean. And make sure that the door opens completely open wide, that you're not thinking of putting anything behind that door that would restrict it opening properly. Not a good move. Make sure the energy can move freely. Then dedicate the next space into the room. Yeah? So I'm just trying to work out how this works on camera, but anyway, so whatever the next bit is going clockwise, right, then just dedicate that area and think about the things that you'd have in there and make sure you love them. Yeah, don't have things in that you ought to or should do. Have things in there. So if it's a reading room, maybe just put a table with a table, you know, a lovely beautiful lamp. I've got a lamp behind me that I love. Yeah, I make sure that you've got some nice quality lights at good height, so you've got it above in the ceiling, but also some nice lower level lights so that you've got a nice ambience into the room. And if you're going to put any books in that section, or any section in the room, or any crafting things, have things that you love. Yeah, feel this room is the opportunity to dedicate it to loving you and loving your life, yeah, and loving the life of the people within the family. Yeah, so this is a room where you can take a fresh start and a fresh look at things. Maybe have a rubbish bin in there if you need one. If you do, empty it each time you leave the room at the end of the day. If you've been in there having a reading session or a crafting session, yeah, then just empty that bin at the end of the day. And as you move round the room, setting it up, check, do I love it? Does it make me feel good? So you could pick up anything. Let's just find my book. This is a lovely book. Look at this lovely book that I was given by somebody at Christmas. All right, I absolutely love this book, and it's beautiful, and it's got a shiny side, and it's lovely. I love this book. So when I hold it, I feel great. It's gorgeous, and it's tactile, and it's fluffy, and I'm just talking about me. Yeah, but you have something that makes you go, yes, when you pick it up. If it's something that you pick it up and you go, oh, there you go, there's your signal. Yeah, that's not to go into the room. So even if it's really practical, no, see if you can get another one. Even if it's really, really important within the for a member of the family, that's fine. Give it to a member of the family. When I got divorced, I realised there was something that I'd missed. And when my husband left, I was absolutely, I can't tell you how awful it was. And I set about learning about how did that happen? Why did that happen? And one of the things that I learned is a man leads his space. And when I met my lovely partner, George, I thought, well, I'm very lucky, and I am very, very lucky. I have a very, very small box room here in this house, not a very big room. And I said to George, when he moved in, this is your room, right? So if there's things around that are really, really important to him that actually I don't want in a particular place, I can say to him, would you like to put it in your room? Right? And he has things in his room that he loves, and I'm not a fan of them, so they're not in other spaces, they're in the room. So in the living room that we share, there's things in there that we both love. Yeah, in our bedroom, there's things that we both love. Yeah, and then he has things in his room. So if you can have a lovely space for a partner or your husband or one of your children or whatever, let them have their things in their space. Right? Have things in the space that you're going to use that you love. Contentious, I know, but see what you can do to be able to fill all of those grid spaces with things that you love. And when you touch them, you're like, yay. And when you see them, it's like, yes. Right. And if it's anything that makes you go, oh, spot the signal and oust it. Return it, give it to somebody else, take it to the charity shop, whatever you need to do to move it on. So when you're dedicating the space, have a really good look at things, check them out, make that room something wonderful that you love, that adds to your life, so that it's not about the child moving out, it's about your child has gone, yay, wonderful, you've set them up, and you have added to your life. So congratulations on everything that you're doing. So lots of love from Sue Ricks from the Sue Ricks Academy.